First on BBC One, See Here reports from the World Games for the Deaf.
Hello and welcome to Sophia. This is its name sign. I'm Ramon Wolf, and I'm here as one of the presenters reporting from the World Games for the Deaf. They take place every 4 years, and these are the 17th.
Hi, my name is Ruth Craig, and this is my sign name. I will be co-presenting the programme given a female point of view. I hope that through our different communication modes we will provide two different perspectives of the games. This was my first visit behind what was previously the Iron Curtain. I was surprised and shocked. I expected a different kind of atmosphere. But here I am in what could be any European country. There's no evidence of turmoil and upheavals that's been so evident in Eastern Europe, what with the change from communism to democracy.
It's obviously been hard work for the past 6 years preparing for these games. Although they have done a great deal of work, there are still a few signs of last-minute preparations going on. But much of that is happening behind the scenes. Everything seems to be hunky-dory here at the reception desk. Badges and IDs are well in hand for competitors and spectators alike. Everyone's looking forward to successful games.
Okay.
I'm sure many of you were enthralled by the Barcelona Olympics last year. All the different events, the heartaches and the joys of losing and winning medals. But how many of you were aware of the World Games for the Deaf? The very first games were held in Paris way back in 1924. And ever since they've been held every 4 years, both in the winter and the summer, in the same way as the Hearing Olympics.
Years of preparation have gone into these games. You can almost feel a sense of pride and nationalism here. There's over 60 countries and 2,000 competitors, all here primed to perfection. In the last World Games in New Zealand, Great Britain won 12 gold, 9 silver and 6 bronze medals. That was really good, so let's hope they do as well this time, or even better.
event like this has to have more than one camera, and for the first time, See Here has teamed up with colleagues in Sweden, Finland, Norway, Germany and Denmark. We're all pooling resources and film to bring you the very best coverage. For example, we could film the opening ceremony from different angles, bringing all these beautiful shots. So, for the first time, the world's eyes were on a major deaf event. Unfortunately, even the best laid plans and rehearsals do go wrong. I bet he's wishing the ground would open up and swallow him.
The World Games for the Deaf are not only a competitive and sporting occasion, but a major social and cultural event. For many deaf people, this is one of the very few occasions where they can meet other deaf people from around the world, where they can share a common language and culture, which transcends many of the barriers so prevalent in today's society.
After the sporting events have finished for the day and the Centre of Culture closes at midnight, everyone congregates at this central point for the evening's entertainment. They arrive here around 1 o'clock to drink, dance and chat, with people of many different nationalities all signing away. As dawn approaches, they'll be dropping like flies. I've come over from Germany, but I'm not involved in any sport. I flew here as a spectator and to enjoy myself, really. I'll be going to the Black Sea before flying home. From what I've seen here, it's great.
The organisation of these games is the responsibility of the CISS. They are also responsible for all sporting events worldwide. involving deaf and hard of hearing people.
Look at all these different flags and delegates from around the globe. But the scope for international debate is limited, and motions from the floor are only taken in written English. What's more, any objections against official rulings in the games also have to be written in English. So does this mean discrimination against the monolingual deaf?
It's strange that there are over 60 countries altogether, and all their rules are in English. But in reality, there are only 5 English-speaking countries out of the 60 that can speak and write in English, so there are 55 that can't. There's one CISS rule I'm not happy about, and that is protests. If for some reason you were disqualified from, say, swimming, and you wanted to protest against it, firstly you have to pay a fee, and then you have to put it in writing. And that has to be in English too. And all this has to be submitted within an hour. This doesn't consider all the various groups involved in all of this. Our delegation is from Taiwan, and I'm one of them. And we've come over here to Bulgaria to the CISS Congress. I was only understanding half of what the speakers had to say because it was all in English. But as the meeting progressed, I was understanding more, and so it was okay.
The interesting debate going on now is whether the World Games for the Deaf should continue or should be amalgamated with the Paraplegic Games.
The paraplegics get funding from the government because there are too many disability groups to get individual funding, so they're all under the same umbrella, because the government can't be bothered to fund each individual group, and they want us under that umbrella. We want to be independent because we're not disabled. And of course, they get the funding. That's the problem.
Although the delegates didn't take a vote, there was a strong feeling that the Deaf World Games should continue separately from the Paraplegic Games. But they also decided that they should try to get the IOC, that's the International Olympic Committee, to agree to give the Deaf World Games Olympic status. We are waiting to see whether they agree. The British Deaf Sports Council, who are responsible for deaf sports in the UK, have sent a squad of over 90 to the Games here in Bulgaria. Many of them have been in training for over 4 years, since the last World Games for the Deaf in New Zealand. That's when Great Britain came third in the medals tables, winning numerous golds, one of which was for football, thus becoming world champions. Every one of the squad has had to raise over £350 towards the cost of coming to Bulgaria. Let's meet some of them.
Do you feel ready for the games?
Yeah, I've been working hard, 1-2 years now, so I feel, yeah, with Sunday coming up, I'm nearly ready. I feel very good, and the track's perfect. The rubber's smooth, and the weather's perfect. It's just the right weather for running. In Germany, 12 years ago, I was in the hammer throwing, and the training was outside of the stadium, and the competitions were in the stadium. Now in Los Angeles, 4 years later, it was worse. The training ground was 6 miles away from the stadium, so I had to travel to get there, and when I did, there were no hammers, so I had to borrow a friend's. In New Zealand, it was beautiful. They provided hammers, and everything was in the stadium. Now, it doesn't look like there's anyone training here for the hammer, but I do know there's another stadium, so I'll find out later.
How did you first become involved in the Deaf Games?
I went to a swimming gala and I met 2 deaf swimmers who belonged to the squad, and they told me I should write to someone about it, so I wrote to some member of the team, and it just kind of carried on from there.
So, how many times a week do you train when you're at home?
About 5 or 6 times a week.
But is the training and funding the same world over? And what do the competitors have to sacrifice in order to reach these high standards?
Whoops. Now I'm from South Africa, and I used to be a good tennis player. But then I kept getting pains in my right leg, so I went to see the doctor, who told me I had cancer. Of course I was shocked. I had chemotherapy treatment for 7 months, and it made me feel really ill, and my hair fell out. I had an 8-hour operation, which involved a 20mm bone graft. I was told to give up tennis and try swimming. I was devastated because I was training for the Olympics. So for the past 4 months, I swam for an hour in the morning and again in the evening. I never ever thought my timings would be good enough, so I'm really proud to be here. Since the end of apartheid in South Africa, we're now allowed into the Olympics. We did lots of fundraising to get us here, and it's lovely meeting so many deaf people from different countries. Mind you, it's very different here. It's not like swimming in South Africa. The air here is really clammy and the water's filthy, but it's certainly an experience.
For most competitors wanting to win medals, every 0.001 of a second is crucial. We saw in the stadium how running vests are streamlined, but here some go to extremes of shaving all their body hair, like him. Does it really help? Hi, I'm fascinated to know whether shaving all your hair has made a difference to your swimming speed.
Yeah, there's a big difference. With hair, air gets trapped in it when you dive in. When you shave the hair off, the air doesn't get trapped, and so you go faster, gliding smoothly through the water.
So has your time improved?
Yeah, for example, when I had hair, my best time was 4:24, and now that I don't have hair, my best time is 4:15. So it's made a difference of about 10 seconds.
Cycling is one of the many sports where timing is crucial, and with modern technology, lightweight cycles which you can pick up with your little finger, this means that both deaf and hearing athletes go as fast as each other. But one of the reasons for deaf people not competing in the Hearing Olympics is that hearing competitors would be off to a flyer well before a deaf person could react. So, how do they start things here? Let's go and find out.
We have a problem here. There's no starting lights. Because this is an 8-lane pool, when the swimmers are ready on their blocks, they have to really crane their necks to see the starting flag, because it's such a long way off. When the flag goes down and they dive in, they hit the water 0.3 of a second late.
As you can see, the runners start with their heads looking up to see when the race starts, so in theory this would mean the deaf person is at a disadvantage. But look carefully. You can see the smoke before you hear the bang. So who's disadvantaged now?
What happens when there's a false start? Well, there's 2 blasts of a horn and a lowering of a rope. But unfortunately, some swimmers are so fast that they have swum under the rope before it hits the water. So how do you stop the swimmers? Well, in this case, a man had to dive in and stop the girl. I really feel for her, and I can understand her frustration and annoyance. Oh well, back to the drawing board.
For many athletes, problems over scheduling of heats and finals is not new. But here in Bulgaria, the constant changing of schedules is causing real physical problems.
I've just run 100 metres and I ran well, just calm, not too fast, because I want to save myself for tomorrow. Now tomorrow I have a problem. I have 2 races that are 40 minutes apart. First the 100 metres and then the 400 metres. And the problem is, running the 100 metres is going to tire me. Technically it's called an oxygen debt, which means I'll be tired for the 400 metres because of the lack of oxygen. So I'd rather have the races the other way around.
I just swam 100 meter freestyle and I'm supposed to be doing 400 IM. You must have read. I just swam 100 freestyle 10 minutes ago. And the last had longer break. It was Now I've got to do one more now. The relay again. But it's a good race now.
What's your problem you had before?
I just want 2 veggies within 15 minutes of each other. It's a bit too much. We should have some more space in between. Feel as though 2.5 years training's gone to waste.
Is this your first final? How do you feel?
So before I was excited and nervous, but after I swam, I felt it was the best 200 control I've ever done.
Well, is this your first medal? You've won silver.
Oh.
Yes, that's right, the silver. I did swim in the European Championships and I got a gold in the relay, and now this is the second one for the World Games, the silver one.
Yeah. And we've also set the European and British record because we beat Germany, so we were quite pleased about that.
Second place, silver medal for Great Britain, Burton, Green, Heath, Burton, 9 minutes, 48 seconds and 60 hundredths.
Martin Lee in lane 6 is the hot favourite. He won 4 gold medals in New Zealand and is Great Britain's hope for a gold medal in the 100 metres breaststroke.
Thrilled. I'm just speechless. It's what I've hoped for the last 4 years. I've strived for this.
Congratulations! That's Great Britain's first gold medal of the Games. Tune in next week to see if we can get any more. Bye!